This is how to work the wind points. The wind points are entry and exit points for energy in your system. And sometimes they just need a little bit of maintenance. They need to be cleared out because if you've been in particular releasing a lot of energy, it can get stuck in those points and kind of clog them up. According to Donna Eden, clearing the wind points is like opening the windows and letting in the fresh air. It's also very good to do this in cold and flu season because it's one of the places where we can pick things up. So the wind points are where we take in excess wind, excess cold or heat, and excess damp or dry. So we all have one of those that's kind of a weak spot for us, sometimes two. If you think about which of those is kind of the ickiest for you, that'll give you a sense. So if you've been in those conditions, and if you've just been out in a lot of wind, that's also another time to work these points. So I'm going to start at the top and work my way down. I'm just going to show you where the points are and how to work with them. So the first one is the top of the head here. And with these points, they just like to be rubbed. They like to be touched. So you can rub. Often I'll go in counterclockwise circles. Again, you always want to imagine the clock is on your body facing out when you're doing those. You can also rub the other direction. I mean, really, you want to go with whatever feels best to you. And then the other thing you can do is figure eights. I usually will do the counterclockwise circles as a means of pulling things out and then close with the figure eights. The figure eight energy helps to keep things moving. So that's the top of the head. Okay, so now we can come down to the power point. That is a primary wind point. And now I'm not going to rub all of these. I'm just going to tell you where they are. So there's the power point. You have them behind the earlobe. So both sides, that little indentation kind of behind the jaw and right behind the earlobe. And then if you go straight back from there over the mastoid bone, there's one right there. So this is a triple warmer one behind the earlobe. This is a gallbladder point behind the mastoid. Again, you're just rubbing these. We talked about the power point at the base of the skull. That's that big indentation, base of the skull, top of the spine. If you go down the spine, just under CV7, or under C7, excuse me, that is that's a wind point. That one's associated with trauma. So just rub there. And if you're not sure about location, generally speaking, if you put your head forward, C7 is that last cervical vertebra and it tends to pop out a little bit more. And you can just kind of, if you're not sure, just go in the general area, go a little above it, a little below it, between the vertebra. You'll get it. Okay, then we have the shoulder wells. So the shoulder wells are here. So if I come in from my shoulder over the bone, as soon as I come into a dip, that's the shoulder well. We always want to do both sides. The latissimus dorsi, the lats, that muscle is governed by spleen, and the whole muscle is a wind point. So you can just rub like this, big figure eights. Clearing with counterclockwise circles would be a little tricky with these. And that's that. Then we have the hands. You can do eights on the palm of the hand. Do both hands separately. You don't want to just kind of do this and think you're done. And then the same thing with the bottoms of the feet. And the last ones are the knees. So we work the knees as 4 different sides. We do the inside, the front, the outside, and the back. And again, you're just doing big figure eights. And that is all of them. Let me know if you have any questions.